So there has been a scandal in the cardistry community recently. Mainstream brand Anyone Worldwide has released a deck for $245. And as you can probably expect it, people aren't really happy about it. So I just want to take this opportunity to discuss collectible playing cards and where the playing card market is currently headed. Now the obvious thing is that, well, people are mad about it. Because, well, at what point is a deck of playing cards, which is just 56 pieces of paper, worth hundreds of dollars? Now, we have seen playing cards reach that level of, well, price before, right? The most obvious example is just the Jerry's Nuggets, which go for about $400 to $500. Now, are those situations really comparable? Well, let's just take a look at what each deck has to offer. Jerry's Nuggets is a historical deck of playing cards which feel unique, and we will never be able to, well, replicate that feel no matter how many reprints we do. Looking at you, that cash grab 2019-ish reprint, right? Because that's stupid. But anyways, if we take a look at the N1 deck, you can see that each card is actually hand stamped one at a time. So each card actually is different from one another. The box as well. And there are only 8 of each color, and the decks do come with a leather case, so it has its fair amount of well, features, let's just say. But it's interesting because a lot of collectible playing cards these days actually use the same tactics to actually artificially jack up their prices. So whereas the Jerry's Nuggets actually had the benefit of being like a historical deck to raise up their prices, Anyone decks and other collectible decks actually use a couple of tactics. So one is that it's an exclusive deck of playing cards meant for exclusive situations or for an exclusive set of people. The second tactic is just that it has very limited quantities. 3 is just additional, random additional features that no one really cares about, let's just say. And 4 is brand loyalty. So companies will just be like, yeah, look, we've stuck around for so long. You guys are our community, and we're just going to, make this deck for you guys. So that's, and that builds loyalty for the brand, right? And that's how brands can actually exploit that to raise up their prices, and people will still not complain about it because, well, but they've been with us for so long, right? So those are just a couple of tactics that brands use to raise up their prices. Now, I will say this, one thing that annoys me recently about playing cards is that some of them are really excessive for kind of no reason, right? So one example, and this is not just an attack on this one brand, is Card Mafia with their spaceship deck. Because if we actually look at the deck, I mean, it's pretty cool, right? It's a spaceship box. And then you look at the cards and you're like, wow, they're custom faces, custom backs, but what deck doesn't really have those these days, right? Most of decks these days have custom faces, they have custom backs. And then, you have the box, which is cool, but are you buying it for the cards or are you buying for the box? I mean, you could say oh yeah, I'm buying it for it's a cool art piece, but you're buying playing cards, not a box. Just buy the box separately, I guess, right? At that point. But anyways, recently we've been seeing an increase in playing card prices that aren't even anything special. I mean, let's be honest, the small wonder decks are 25 euros and 50 euros. I mean, those are collaborations between artists, but they're artificially jacking up prices by limiting it to 500 decks, and they're numbers, which is cool, I guess, but it's I don't care. And then the most recent Verts deck is $25, and again, they're using the tactic of exclusivity, where they're yeah, no, this is exclusive for our mailing list, right? And then they actually sold it prior, right? They sold it to a different group of people before the mailing list people. So it's yeah, no, that's stupid. And also all their decks before were way cheaper, so the fact that it's $25 is bogus, so it's stupid, I think. And it's this raise in price because brands are seeing how expensive playing cards can get via collectible playing cards, and now they're testing to see how much they can push their customers' wallets. Maybe, but one thing's for sure, decks are just going to become more and more expensive. And it's annoying because the brands behind these kinds of behavior don't even care about the community at all, right? I mean, let's just say about the Verts, right? They used to be very, very involved, but now they just drop a deck for like $25 and then they're skedaddled, right? They're like, no, it's for you guys, and we're gone. No videos for you guys, no nothing. We're just gonna peace out. All right, cool, okay, bye. Right? It's stupid, right? It's very, very annoying. It's very obnoxious, and it's just frustrating because, again, I want to say exploitative, but at the same time it does sort of feel like it, because they just drop a deck and then they just run away. And I mean, you can see the price hike over the couple of years. Custom decks were like $10 and then $12, $15, $18, $20, $25, and now even sometimes, depending on the decks, $50, $52, right? It's ridiculous, right? And again, they're using artificial ways of increasing the prices, because let's be honest, inflation is not hitting that fast, right? We know there's inflation, right? But bicycle decks are still like $4, they're still like $3, right? And granted, they are printing using the web press and whatnot, and custom decks do cost a bit more, but still, $20, that's very, very excessive, and it's just, I don't think it's very, very cool. Right? So it's nice to see like companies like Missing, who actually release a deck for like $8, and they are custom decks, right? They have custom backs, which may not appeal to everyone, and they also have custom faces. Now, I do want to note that basically the only way for cardists to make money is to print decks, right? Unlike Magic, who can sell tutorials, cardists can't really sell tutorials. For Magic tutorials, they're selling the secrets. Flourishes are out in the open. People can just slow down the video and learn it from there. So tutorials, paid tutorials at least, aren't reliable for cardists. Now, my problem with selling decks in general to make money is that there are a lot of cardists, especially from the newer generation, who are just on the younger side. So it just sucks that, and again, this leads back to why I feel it's sort of exploitative, is that now you're having younger kids need to pay like $20 or $25 to buy a deck of playing cards, right? To seem cool. And again, like, they don't have to buy it, right? But still, right, they have to keep up with the trends, because that's human mentality, and brands are making it seem like, oh, you're missing out on the next big thing. And it's just not cool that it's the younger kids who have to like pay, well, their parents, but now it's sort of like they're baiting their younger audience into like, yeah, like, give us your money to be as cool as us, right? And it's just sort of scummy. And what I want to emphasize is that at the end of the day, these are just playing cards. They're pieces of paper. No matter how much bling you add to these things, they're just paper. And no matter how like expensive your deck of cards gets, the tools don't make the skills, right? You make the skills, you make the tools, right? The tools are nothing without its user. So even if I use like a $2 like streamline deck, my skills won't just disappear, versus like, even if I like buy like a $50 deck, my skills won't suddenly just go up, right? So at the end of the day, the worth of what you're buying, right? The worth of the playing cards, right? Is it worth it? That is entirely up on you. Is your hard-earned money or your parents' hard-earned money really worth like a $25 like deck of cards? Maybe. I mean, again, that's all up to you, but me personally, I would rather shy away from that. Now, there will always be a collectible version for everything. Coins, lamps, I don't know why I said lamps, mugs, right? There's just everything, whatever you can think of, there's going to be a collectible version with it, right? Of it, rather. So my problem is that brands, seeing how expensive playing cards can get, are also slowly increasing their prices just to be like, yeah, let's just nab a bit more, right? So my advice is this, right? Just buy what you want, but buy what you can. Don't go around swearing loyalty to brands who don't even like care about you and who just want your money. Support people who actually value you and who actively put effort into the community via like tutorials, good communication, etc. Right? Those are the people you want to support, not people who want to just exploit you for your money because they're the cool kids. They're the people who have been around in the community long enough. Because, well, eventually they're going to fade away, but they're still going to want their money, so just ignore those people. right? But again, I do want to emphasize that it's your money. If you think that what you want to buy is worth it, then please go ahead. Just make sure that you aren't putting yourself into like financial ruin by buying what you like, because that's not good. But please be aware that there are like these sorts of behaviors in the community, and yeah, that's that. Yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you guys next time.